So this is a brief discussion, in fact, in regard to your week 3 and 4 that we already missed due to some public holidays in the past. So in week 3, we have economic and financial environment, and again, we also, political and legal environment. In week 3 has economic and financial, and week 4 we have social and cultural environment. So these 4 factors are already included in the macro environmental factors, which is also uncontrollable for the international marketing managers. So what we have in brief in international economic and financial environment is that we have some economic structure, how marketers classify the economic structures such as agriculture, industrial services. We also structured the environment. Can you please switch off your mic? So you just switch off your mic, not the because it's making noise to me. Then again, marketers also classify as high-income countries, upper middle-income countries, lower-income countries, and lower middle-income countries. But anyway, so this is how marketers often classify each of the markets. What is most important here is that how to measure the market when particularly we consider the international market. We have income, purchasing power parity. We also have population that makes up the market. We also have physical quality of life, infrastructure, etc. So all these factors we consider when we are going to select an international market. So similarly, financial environment, we need to see the volatility of the financial market. We also need to see the exchange rates, also some other issues such as sources of funds and how banks and government and other central banks behave towards international firms. So once we know all these systems, then we provide some scores on each of the factors, and then it gives us an indication of the attractiveness of the market. So this is how we evaluate the international financial and economic environment. Similarly, we have social and cultural environment too. I'm going very fast and very brief. It's because your course coordinator is supposed to provide you a video lecture. I don't know whether you have got it already or not, but this should be the case. So you should be getting your lecture from your course coordinator. And I'm your local tutor for this course, and that's why I'm going very brief. It's only because I have missed two. We all have missed 2 classes due to public holidays in Melbourne. Social and cultural environment is also very important, which is chapter 4, because next week we will start with chapter 5 in our face-to-face session in class. So social and cultural environment is very, very important. And that's why we see that the same product is packaged differently for different markets because of its climatic conditions, geographic conditions. We often see that we have different languages, communication methods for different for the same products, but marketed differently in different cultures. As you can see, same product, Coca-Cola, is often written Coca-Cola. At the same time, you may find that it is written in Chinese language when marketed in China. Similarly, when marketed in your country, you may find that the Coca-Cola brand name is there, but at the same time, you may find that your language is also there. So adaptability, cultural adaptability, language adaptability in packages is often practiced in marketing. You will see page 114 about all these aesthetics part, language part of designing and understanding the culture. We also need to know the sensitivity, the level of sensitivity, collectivism, social conventions, etc. Some other factors include um, uh, the key cultural concepts such as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is particularly important. Hofstede's theory to understand cultural dimensions and how it affects managerial practices. That's very much important, and that is detailed in your textbook. Now, if you need a copy of the textbook or something like, few pages you need to photocopy, you just come and see me on Wednesday, and my student consultation time is between 11 and 2 p.m. on Wednesday. I repeat, Wednesday, 11 and 2 p.m. So you come and meet me in the office, and then I can borrow the book for some time and get the copy as you require. Hofstede's theory in particular, they have found 4 different dimensions such as power distance, uncertainty avoidance, individualism, collectivism, and masculine, feminine, these four different types of dimensions based on cultural practices. However, in 2001, it has again been revised because we have found that internet has tremendously changed the overall practices, international marketing practices in particular. So these are detailed in your textbook between page 132 and 134. So if you need to understand, please consult with me on Wednesday between 11 and 2 p.m. There are some other issues in this chapter, such as stages in international negotiations. So I have found in the past that some students, they have had some international business, they were related to international businesses. So these particular stages, such as pre-negotiation stage, opening stage, bargaining stage, concession and agreement stage, and post-negotiation stage. So they found that these 5 stages are really, really very helpful when they went for international negotiation. Having said that, these are some basic discussions about 2 chapters contents. Now, if you go back to the course Moodle site, you will find that there are some discussion questions, such as discuss various types of tariff and non-tariff barriers. So if we want to answer this question, let's go back to chapter 3. We will find what are these tariffs and non-tariff barriers in the trading environment, particularly in a bilateral, multilateral trading environment. So it may include tax, tariffs, tariffs in the form of taxes again. The government introduces for different reasons, maybe to protect its own industry, own business centers. So these are different kinds of measures that governments often practice for their own purposes. In page 88, you will find some details about tariff and non-tariff barriers. There is the second question is, if you're planning to export to China, what criteria would you select to assess country risk? Now, assessing country risk is again, there are some measure in the political and legal environment. So if you go back to chapter 3, you will find the risk assessment factors defined already, such as political risk insurance, globalization. So these are some of the measures between page 46 and 49. You'll find this answer. So similarly, if you go step by step, all these questions, you will find the answer. But because time is very critical at the moment, I would rather focus on now on your assessment part. So do you have any particular concern about your assessment? I'm opening up your course profile in the meantime so I can see. Okay. So assessment task 1 is about online quizzes, right? Now you can switch on your microphone. So you have quiz tests between week 1 and week 4, and on I think week 4 it will open. Friday, I think it's open now. It's already open, right? So between week 1 and week 4, and it includes chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. So is there any concern in the quiz test you want to ask? Because I have limited scope to play with these quiz tests though. Any concern? Jenny, Richard? You can also, if you don't want to talk with me, you can chat. There's a chat box. If you just move your mouse on that screen, you'll find there's a small cloud type thing. It says chat. You can chat and send me a message. I can accordingly reply if you don't want to talk.
So actually, chapter 11 PowerPoint is not on the.
Sorry, chapter.
The chapter 11 is PowerPoint is not on the model course model.
Moodle site, right?
Model site, yeah.
Yeah. I think there are some issues here because I'll tell you why. You go to chapter 3 Moodle site, chapter 3 Moodle site, right? And chapter 3 Moodle, if you go to topic 3 in the Moodle site, topic 3 in the Moodle site, we find that topic 3 is basically economic and financial environment, right? In the textbook. In the textbook, it is economic and financial environment. However, in the Moodle site, I see that it's tariff, non-tariff barriers, plus I have got some political and legal issues. It's the last question. Political and legal issues that could affect international marketing practice. So, and country risk assessments, question 2nd. So these 2 questions are taken from chapter 2. I don't know why it is there. So I don't know, because your course coordinator should be should know all these things. And chapter 4, however, if you go to chapter 4, the course Moodle site, you'll find that it's social and cultural environment in the textbook, chapter 4. Okay. Now, if you go to Moodle site, topic 4, chapter 4, you'll find that environmental issue, economic and financial issues, cultural issues that there, such as Hofstede's theory is there. Okay, good, good. So this one is fine, but chapter 3, no, topic 3, I think there are some issues are there. But anyway, so as you are saying that chapter 11 slide is not there, let's check what is chapter 11. 9. So globalization, right?
Globalization.
Yeah, globalization is not there. So I think chapter 1 and 11, if we go back, go back to topic one. Topic one in the Moodle site. Topic one in the Moodle site, chapter 1 and 11. So topic one, I think these two chapters are combined. If you follow
Yeah.
two chapters, chapter 1 and 11, so these two are combined. So don't get confused with topic 3 and chapter 3, because the discussion questions here, tariff and non-tariff, that belongs to economic environment, whereas country risk belongs to, some part belongs to political environment. And last question, identify and explain the political and legal issues that could affect, again, political and legal chapter it belongs. So that's why don't get confused that why these questions are here, maybe for some other reasons, but anyway. So as we know that these two particular questions are relevant to other chapters, then we are fine, we can find the answer. So you got your answer for chapter 11 because it is combined with chapter 11 in topic 1. I've got in the meantime 2 messages. So Richard says, all right. Jennifer says, is the quiz will be from topic week 1 to week 5. Okay, let's open up the course profile. Okay, share the screen. Okay. Now you can see the share screen, right?
Yeah.
So you see quiz test 1, it has week 1 to week 4, and chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11 in quiz test 1. Okay. Yeah, so it says quiz test 1, it has week 1 to week 4, and that includes chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11. So it's not week 4, rather it's up to week 4. Not week 5, but up to week 4. Quiz test 2, however, it includes week 5 to week 10. So I'm talking about MRKT 20057, Global Business Marketing, okay? So 20057. Let's check with the other one, which is Global Marketing. See what happens there. I'm sure it should be the same, but you see here, this is MRKT 20018, Global Marketing. So week 1 to week 4, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11. So both 20019 and 20057, they both have contents between week 1 and week 4, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11. I think that's answered the question that I've received from Jennifer. So what about assessment task 2? It's due on week 7, so it's fast approaching towards you. So I would really suggest you to study the Apple and Samsung case, which is on page 629 and 633. And I think you have to answer 1, 2, 3, question number 1, 2, 3 from the case study 2. And again, question number 5 from same case study. So I don't know whether they have asked to answer question number 4. I don't think so. What do you find? Okay, I don't think it says the same thing. So in the assessment task 2, have you had a chance to read through the case? And have you started this task, assessment task 2? Any more question? from the assessment task 2? You know how you can answer it better. So I know that your case your case questions could be found in the case study itself, Apple versus Samsung. I know that. You'll get your answers there. But what I would suggest you to do is that you try to find out some literature based on Apple and Samsung's competition structure. You may find out some news on the website. So try to download authentic news. Try to download and cite them in your answers, and make sure that all these answers are within 2,000 words. I suspect that it includes only introduction to conclusion and doesn't include references or executive summary. So, and table of contents as well. So these are not counted. So basically introduction to conclusion. So try to download some papers, Apple and Samsung. And if you want me to show you what papers to include, again, give me a call on Wednesday. If you can't meet me face to face in my office phone, and then I'll try to show you some papers. So download, cite them, and that will enrich your answers. And hope you'll get a good mark there. So,
So is it going to be in form of essay or report?
Okay, that's a good question. So if you look at the criteria, marking criteria, so I'm sharing the screen again. You see executive summary, it is given 15% of mark, right? 15% of mark. So again, introduction to the topic, and then answer to 1, 2, 3, and 5. So that means that you do not have to answer question number 4. Instead, you have to have one print advertisement for a particular culture. So it looks like it's a kind of report structure, because if you follow the criteria, it looks like it's a report structure. Can you see those things here? I'm just moving my hand here on the top. So I think if you follow the report structure and follow this criteria, you should be fine. But as I said, that Wednesday consultation time, 11 to 2. So if you feel like to meet me, just come and see me, and make sure that you have API referencing style. And these 100% will be converted into 40% though. So I'm sure you know that. Any other question before we end? Because at 7:45 it will end up. Final question for me. Lindsay, are you there? Richard, are you there? Okay. So, yep. Okay, good. I got your message. Okay. Any question from Richard, Jennifer, and Lindsay? Because we'll end up very soon in the next few minutes. It only allows us to book a Zoom cloud-based meeting for 45 minutes free. So that's what we are taking this opportunity to meet you online. Next week, we'll start from week 5. Do you have any question? You okay?
Yes.
Is the structure, so I've got one question. Is the structure of report will be the same like normal business report? No. Well, I think so, because in a normal business report, what we see a title. In your case, it is assessment task 2. In the normal business report, we also see a title page that includes the title of the assignment, your details, particulars, your course coordinators details and teachers details, etc. Page 2 should include your table of contents. Page 3 should include your executive summary. Here you can see that the executive summary has been given 15% of marks. And then you introduce the topic, Samsung versus Apple. You tell the examiner what these two products are, how they're going, briefly, because it has 5 marks, 5% marks. So briefly, you highlight from the beginning to the end, maybe with some sales data, maybe with their market share, maybe what markets they're doing good, etc. So you just provide a brief overview and how they're competing, what are their competitive advantages. So you just highlight these few issues in this introductory topic. The brief overview of the smartphone and tablet computer market worldwide. Here we are to answer what these smartphones are doing, particularly in these two brands and tablet market. So what is the market share? What is the sales? And all these are available in the Google website or Scholar Google. So I'm sure you'll get some data. So always remember that marketers, what we decide, what we do, it has always been supported by data. So try to bring the data, try to bring the graphs relevant, and try to draw your own graph. That is what I would suggest. So you briefly you provide an overview about this smartphone and tablet market, and then its market share, how they're doing, iPad, for example, Samsung Pad, and then again iPhone and Samsung phone. I know they have very varieties in the product line and product depth. So I think you have to bring it as a brand overall, not a particular product type, such as Samsung, for example, Samsung Galaxy 5, because it has been introduced for some years and with so many varieties. So it won't be able to accommodate everything in this 2000 word report. So bring those things as two brands, Apple, Samsung, iPhone, or Samsung phone, or iPad or Samsung Pad. So take as brands, how they're doing, how you can draw your own graphs. That's what I'll be suggesting you. And then you move towards answering question 1, 2, 3, and then number 5. And then you have been asked to pick up a market, and accordingly you are to design the advertisements. Make sure that you address the cultural and social issues, language in particular, and then political and legal if required. I think mostly when designing the print ad, maybe for publishing in a newspaper or in a magazine, you need to have a clear understanding about the cultural and social issues. So I'll be finishing in few seconds because it's 7:44 p.m. So final touch. Is that what you asked for, Richard? That's good. Good to hear that it's good. So any further thing I can answer? If you need me, you just send me an email. Give me a call on Wednesday between 11 and 2 p.m. I'll be there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.